What's going on, all you Boruto fans? I'm Predictable60 here, bringing you guys the next review on episode 17. It's called Run Sarada, and of course we get to see here that they actually messed up. I want to go ahead and point this out. They actually messed up on this episode 17 simply because the episode description was, or at least the title was supposed to be called Run Sarada, but they somehow got mixed up and copied episode 16's title, Crisis, the Threat of Failing, and put that on episode 17 as the title. But I don't know how they got it messed up, but even when you go on to this episode, it tells you what the episode name is. So I mean, it's Run Sarada, for those of you who might be confused. But anyway, I want to get right into things because this episode actually starts off with all of the kids from the academy using their chakra to balance themselves on water. And I know that wasn't an actual thing back in Naruto whenever, you know, we got to see them in the tuning exams and everything. But I feel like with Naruto, they kind of got right into the tuning exams and stuff. So we really didn't see much training going on back in Naruto. It was more so they trained with Kakashi, they moved on to Zabuza, and they went right into the tuning exams after that. So, I mean, you know, they had the force. The only thing that we really saw was, like, the tuning exams was basically what we got. I mean, so all that being said, you know, Naruto went with Jiraiya to get his training done, but see, that was the only time we ever saw people actually training to walk on water. But see, on this episode, it starts us off with them actually being able to do so. And of course, it was very interesting because it seemed like Sarada was like the only one who could actually do it at ease, and everybody else was still kind of struggling with it. And so it's basically like she was very skillful at doing the water thing. But once Shino decided to kick it up a notch by disrupting the water's flow and making it more unstable, then it was kind of hard for Sarada to actually be able to stand still like everyone, like by herself. But it was a pretty, I like the way it started off. It was, they're doing stuff, and throughout the whole episode we see Sarada is basically running errands and just doing stuff really for just to keep the household going. You know, since Sasuke hasn't been around since this whole thing started, we've only seen one glimpse of Sasuke, and that was back in like episode probably like 14 or so. We got to see a quick glimpse of Sasuke at the end, and you know, basically Sarada was just trying to be responsible and keep the household going. She's pretty much like her dad, with the calm attitude and trying to be, you know, the, I guess, stable one, if you want to go with that word. But you know, I can never talk, I swear. But Sakura, her mom, she needed a vacation. You know, she wanted to go somewhere just to get away for a while, because she's been a nurse the whole time since we've seen her in this whole thing. She's been nursing and taking care of patients and just always busy at the hospital. So this episode was so that Sakura could also go take a vacation with her friend Ino, and of course we got to see her for the first time. And it's been good to see everybody slowly making their way back to the scene, and it's pretty cool, honestly. And I just really enjoyed this episode because it was just really fun, really good to see Sarada, you know, actually doing something for once. You know, we don't, like I said, we don't really get to see much of Sarada because she's always, you know, just kind of, oh, I'm not doing that, I'm too good for that, like, I'm a good person, like this and that. This is weird stuff. And you know, we finally got to see her. Boruto they were riding on the trains, Boruto and his friends were, and then they came across Sarada because she was coming back home with groceries, and she was like, why are y'all up there, like that's dangerous? And Boruto's like, well, you wouldn't understand because you've never done it, you should try it sometime. You know, having that wind on your face like that is a lot better than sitting inside. And she was like, whatever. So she went on to go home, and she finally got the package, and she was like, well, her mom Sakura was like, oh, well, this package needs to go to the hospital. I told the girl, you know, I'd bring it to her. I brought it home to sew it up and whatever, and she was gonna take it to the hospital but she had the vacation that same day. So she was like, I guess Ino's gonna have to wait, and Sarada was like, I'll just take it to her, just give it to me and I'll take it to her. So Sarada decided to try and get it to her, and it really didn't go the way she wanted it to. She got off the train after reading a note from her mom and then realizing she left the package. So after that, she had to try to track the train down, and the only best way she could figure to do so would have been to have traveled sort of like how Boruto does by rooftop. And she kept running into them every time she did something that they would do. she found herself running into them at every turn, and then she realized that she's like, Boruto has good ways of doing stuff, and it's kind of fun. He's right, and she's very good at being stealthy. I will give her that. I did see a lot of stealth from Sarada in this episode, trying to avoid the guys, and she was very intimidating once she got to the river to get the package. She did like a football pass to keep that package from getting wet, and then once she finally got out of the water, she came right up to Boruto and his friends again, and she just had this really mellow and bothered look on her face, like basically, you see me wet, it was hot, you got a problem with me being wet like this? And they were just like, no, never mind, you're good. So, but overall, the overall episode to me was really good. I enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But on that note, this has been your broadcast, and of course, if you guys are Boruto fans or any type of anime fans in general, because we do Attack on Titan as well, a lot more stuff too along with that, feel free to subscribe, because there will be a lot more anime things coming your way. And if you guys would like to join us on Discord and join us in conversations about different TV shows and different animes, you're welcome to do that as well. And of course, go ahead and share this video and like it. Help us spread the word, just to get it out there, and we can spread and grow as a community, because we feel like we don't get as much attention as we deserve. And of course, I feel like every YouTuber will say that. But until next time, guys, this has been your broadcast. Unpredictable is out.